Hello, I'm Neve Owens. Welcome to the Isuzu Ute A-League Highlights Show. Round 15 sees Friday night football in Victoria as Melbourne Victory look to end a winless run dating back to mid-December. They host Wellington Phoenix at Amy Park. And after months on the sidelines, Tommy Urich is back in the matchday squad. Calling the action, Robbie Thompson and Daniel McBreen.
As that's a good ball in, the header! What a header from Oscar Zavada! Well, that is spectacular. And when you have that kind of control, when you have that kind of expertise, just put the ball in the middle. Brimmer, they've played their way out of the press this time. Early ball is a good one. Fornaroli's touch back in, back post. Brillante, oh, what a save! Fornaroli! And the Socceroo ends his goal drought and gets his second goal for Melbourne Victory. It may not be the most beautiful goal he's ever scored, but it may yet prove to be one of the most important for Melbourne Victory. You can see what it means to him. Cadete for Falami. Chance to run at Elliott. He's on a yellow into the area. Falami cuts it back towards Valupale. And now the follow-up. Oh, and he's put it wide. What a chance for the Spaniard Cadete. Hard work, hard work, hard work as Cadete does well against Elliott. Turns inside. A little bit of an arm wrestle. And now Falami again. Crossing in. It's a great ball. Off the crossbar from Fornaroli. And he might just be saved by the linesman's flag. It is! It is! Well, when your confidence is sky high, you can do wonders. And Jake Brimmer has got his set-piece mojo back. Cadete's cross is a good one into the danger area. And now Brimmer off the post. And somehow the Wellington Phoenix goal survives. Jake Brimmer denied a second of the night by the width of the upright. Williams over the top for Urich to chase. Oh, the mistake, and Tommy Urich makes sure of the points with one of the easiest goals that the former Socceroo will ever score. And that's all she wrote. Melbourne Victory will finally return to the winner's circle. Laws takes it short. No one watching. Ball to the back post. Zavada's header across. Oh, what a save! Matt Acton, brilliant. Melbourne Victory are on the right side of a scoreline. What's more, it comes at home for just the second time this season. The home fans with plenty to cheer about at Amy Park. Melbourne Victory 3, and a big sigh of relief for them and their supporters. Wellington Phoenix 1.
Let's stick with Amy Park as Melbourne City take to the turf on Saturday night, hosting MacArthur FC. City remain on top of the table and will be looking to get straight back to winning ways after they shared the points with Adelaide last week. Your commentators for this one, Glenn Lauder and Phil Moss.
Just cut to shreds a hoodoo that Melbourne City.
Thomas Lamb scored last week. Marco, Matthew Leckie, and guess who? Jamie McLaren. The 3 goal scorers from last week all combined. And within 3 minutes, Melbourne City have the advantage. And who else but for goal number 15 of the campaign? It's Jamie McLaren. As Aidan O'Neill looking for contact from Jonathan Aspropotomides, and Jonathan Barrero points to the spot. Jamie McLaren, he goes the other way. Nick Suman saves, and then McLaren's rebound comes off the crossbar. Wonderful save by Nick Suman to deny the A-League's leading goal scorer from the spot. Geordie Boss skips away from Noon easily. Still going, Geordie Boss has a shot. Jonathan Aspropotomides was in the way. And now Tilio, great save by Nick Suman to deny Tilio on the right-hand side. O'Neill and Van der Ven lurking, as they have done, around 30 yards out. The nutmeg, 1-2. Amazing stuff between Richard Van der Ven and Valon Berisha. Van der Ven tucks it in the front post, and all of a sudden, City lead 2-0. Van der Ven, who scored that goal, set up by Berisha, sends Geordie Boss on his way. Boss cuts back from the byline for Van der Ven again. 3-0. The Dutchman has a double, and Melbourne City, with 2 minutes still to go until half-time plus stoppages, are well on their way. So Berenguer with the outswinger. And Andrew Nabbout, what an introduction he's had to this game. He has Melbourne City's fourth. A wonderful delivery. And the outswinging corner is MacArthur's undoing. Andrew Nabbout makes it 4. As MacArthur have an opportunity here. That's a really nice cutback from Algler, setting up Najjar. And would you believe it, MacArthur have a goal out of absolutely nothing, you'd have to say. Here's Berenguer towards the back post. Too high for McLaren. But it sits up nicely for Van der Ven. And what a way to bring up your first A-League hat-trick. That is a stunning strike by the Dutchman. It's 5 for City. It's 3 for Van der Ven. And it is 5-star. The call for away, it sits up for Jamie McLaren. He's already got 15 this campaign. That's his 16th, and they don't come much easier than that. It's sat up on a plate from about 3 yards, and he taps it home, and it's 6 for Melbourne City.
Super 6 for Melbourne City, and they say you make your own luck in this game.
A double for Jamie McLaren. Melbourne City has hit MacArthur for 6. It's handshakes all around for Rado Vidicic. Job done for Jamie McLaren, who missed a penalty in the first half, but that is a long way back in the memory bank now as they defeat MacArthur 6-1.
The Central Coast Mariners head down the M1 to take on Sydney FC at Allianz Stadium on Saturday evening. The visitors welcome back Jason Cummings to the starting lineup after last week's goal-scoring cameo off the bench. Robbie Thompson and Daniel McBreen are calling the action.
Ball over the top for Robert Mack. He's ridden that challenge of Triantis, finds Burgess. It's this kind of territory. He scored, it falls to Lafondra. And Adam Lafondra makes no mistake, 10 minutes in. The 5th goal of the season for him. And Sydney are in front. This pinch where we have had a bit of rugby played recently, the sevens. Here's Cummings. Oh, it's a great ball for Tullio. Bundled over, penalty. And just moments after the Brazilian could have equalised, the Mariners will have the opportunity from the penalty spot. That one doesn't count, sir. This one does. So penalty and red card against his Socceroos teammate, Andrew Redmayne. The wiggle. And he scores emphatically. In off the crossbar, perhaps the post as well.
It's going to take a monumental effort. It's going to be in the realms of impossibilities.
Oh, look at the pace of Burgess, and Caltech could be in trouble here. Caltech saying it was outside the box. Now, what colour's this one? Oh, left pocket. He's checking with the referee's assistant. Red card. Drives it in low. Cummings, able to control and pick out the top corner. It was like time stood still in the Sydney penalty box. And Jason Cummings gratefully accepting all the time at his disposal. Caceres, one last chance for Sydney, perhaps dinking it in towards the Fondra. Well, that is striker's instinct. Pure and simple, acrobatic, through onto Unkololo against Caballo. Unkololo, palmed out, and missed. With the goal at his mercy, Marco Tullio couldn't steer it home on his left foot. Aquilina goes again. Oh, it's a good cutback, they've played this well. Cummings hits it towards the top left-hand corner. Redmayne was flying across. That ball in. Oh, look at the space for Lully. Completely unmarked. And and the Englishman makes no mistake. Caballo's delivery was inch perfect. Their 750th A-League goal, signed Joe Lolly. Finds Yazbek. Retre. Lolly wants it. The cross in, back post is a wonderful ball. And Adam Lafondra just slides the ball home. And this topsy-turvy match continues to surprise. Sydney are back on top. Adam Lafondra at the double. Is now 3 without a win for the Central Coast Mariners. And at Sydney FC, back-to-back wins for the first time this season. All finished at Allianz Stadium. Sydney FC 3, Central Coast Mariners 2.
Join us after the break as we wrap up round 15. Welcome back to the Isuzu Ute A-League Highlights Show. Adelaide United are just 3 points off second place and have lost only once at their fortress Coopers Stadium this season. Today they host Brisbane Roar, who have taken just 1 point out of their last 4 matches. Simon Hill and Andy Harper are calling the game.
And Hingert again down the right. Joe Knowles showing. Hingert again with time to try and pick out a teammate. It was Courtney Perkins arriving. Jay O'Shea! Well, the Irishman put his head in his hands, which suggested that that was pretty close. It took a deflection.
Really, they were only vaguely resembling a football team. Adelaide couldn't take advantage. Maybe Brisbane can now.
Joe Knowles still waiting for that first goal in Raw colours. Again, they work the corner short. It's been their preferred method. O'Shea looking for them at the back post. Surely they must score off the line. It was Tom Aldred who had the touch back into the danger zone. Adelaide struggling to clear it, which Popovic does eventually.
How Brisbane don't score there is grounds for an inquiry.
Through it. There was under a bit of pressure there from Isaias. Cheap turnover. Dorigo. Deflection! Cruel on Brisbane. Louis Dorigo and Adelaide United do not care. It's just his second ever goal in the competition. Armiento in towards the near post. It's gone in. I'm not sure who got the final touch. Joe Knowles maybe. Carlo Armiento might claim it himself. I think there's a touch off Joe.
That probably
Joe
is too. He probably is too.
Just off the shin. Brisbane have worked a lot of their corners short tonight. And O'Shea is there again if he's to be required. Looks as though Armiento is going to go more conventionally. And Gauci couldn't reach it. And it's another goal from a corner. This time Carlo Armiento will claim it. And Brisbane have scored 2 goals in a game for just the second time this season.
Well, his arm's up.
Going up.
It's going to be rubbed out. It's got to be. Look, his left arm.
Yeah, those arms are intertwined, aren't they?
Yeah.
His team has created a couple of good opportunities since that disallowed goal for Brisbane. Here's Hingert, though, just trying to clip it into that area. And it's Henry Hoare off the crossbar. Surely they must score. Great block by Javi Lopez to deny Jordan Courtney Perkins. Floated in by O'Shea. And Gauci spilled it again. And they cannot convert. Aldred puts it wide. They appeal for a corner again.
Well, the Adelaide players really urging, as you can see, Joe Gauci to be stronger. And Brisbane have identified some trouble here.
Bit of contact from Aldred. Halloran has stayed down. Irankunda driving into the box. Oh! Nestori Irankunda. He packs a punch in that right boot. He's only just come onto the pitch and he blasts Adelaide United into the lead with less than 10 to go. What a talent this young kid is. And that is full time at Cooper's, and it's the 16-year-old who wins it for Carl Beard's team off the bench. Adelaide United 2, Brisbane Roar 1.
Perth Glory return home to a packed Macedonia Park as they welcome the Newcastle Jets to the West Coast. In the chair, Teo Palizzeri and Grace Gill.
Now Ryan Williams, determined to make an attack happen from kick-off here. Squared now, great little touch into the box. Jelicic, side netting. And as I welcome Grace Gill, former Matilda, to the broadcast, Grace, they were determined to score before I could say good evening to you. A diagonal pass, asking a little bit too much of Piscopo. Latchman, the centre-back, marauding forward. Don't the crowd love this? It's opened up for him. Daryl Latchman! Oh, it needed the finish. He thought he was Beckenbauer for 10 seconds there.
To do his time on the sideline, came back into the side. Had a few minutes last week, but all clear today.
Here's Williams. This is his corner. Ryan Williams tries to set it up. Turned off the line, and then Jelicic is denied. So close, the combination of Duncan and defence able to scramble it away.
How Perth haven't managed to find that one in the back of the net, I do not know.
Great reflex save. And now contact penalty. Jelicic making up for the disappointment of having the save a moment ago. It's David Williams from the penalty spot for the Glory. Saved! Duncan comes up trumps. And the back post. That's where the ball is going. Beyond even. And it's turned in! Luke Bodnar with the header. And the Glory get the goal. They'll feel as though their first half is deserved. Newcastle want to make that a moot point by equalising right here before the break. Hoffman is going to shoot from distance. And Cook is able to palm it around the post. And now there's afters with Angus Thurgate. And this game, which has been simmering throughout the first half, is now coming to the boil.
Had some feeling about it this first 45 minutes and starting to pile on.
Oh, it's really escalating. Stein's involved, Latchman involved. And look at that, Cook. He's now playing the peacemaker. Piscopo. Tadze and Piscopo! That is true brilliance! And he silences the Glory crowd. Yeah, there has been some chirp in this game. Long diagonal ball. Beavers is up! And it's there! Mark Beavers, first goal in Glory colours! And Macedonia Park is celebrating once again! 7 minutes of stoppage to keep chasing the game. Bahaja, Cook was indecisive, and it's turned in! Archie Goodwin, the magic touch! This teen sensation brings the game level. Can they fashion one last chance, the Jets? They cannot. What a night of A-League football. And after 99 minutes of it, we don't find a winner, but we did find it mightily entertaining. And Becca Mikkeltadze, he didn't want it to end. I don't think too many of the fans did either, because it was a sensational game. End to end from the off. And ultimately, Perth will mull over giving up the lead twice. That young man, Archie Goodwin, grabbed a share of the points for Newcastle. It finished. Perth Glory 2, Newcastle Jets 2.
Just the one game for us on Sunday this week. The Western Sydney Wanderers take on Western United on a very hot afternoon in Parramatta. The Wanderers can reclaim second spot with a win in former Manchester United midfielder Morgan Schneiderlin's first game for the home side. He's on loan from Nice until the end of the season. Calling the action, Simon Hill and Andy Harper.
Just a little strong, but Close done really well to reel that one in. And on the volley, just wide from Yanni and Bakoto. They were patient there, Western Sydney Wanderers, and they nearly got their reward. Bozanic for Borrello, here's a chance. Hayden Simmons goes down, and what a save by Jamie Young to deny Yeni and Bakoto. Because there were bodies in the way, he might have seen it late, and he got down. Drop here for Simmons. Nieuwenhof. Borrello lets it run. Kleur with the cutbacks, good build up again. Simmons, and here's Bakoto feeding off the scraps. Not as eye-catching as his goal against the Mariners last week, but they all count, and it's just as important. Western Sydney Wanderers nudge in front. Here's Troisi's delivery, and it was Traore at the near post. Simmons trying to break clear, not able to do so. Kilkenny. Oh, and it hits the woodwork. I'm not sure that was the intention from Neil Kilkenny. I'm pretty certain that was a cross, but it deceived everybody. Still Borrello, and it struck his own teammate, Yeni and Bakoto. Here's Traore. Drove it right across the face. Bozanic. Bozanic can have a go here. Oh, it had some venom behind it too. Too hot to handle for Jamie Young. And it breaks here for Nicholas Milanovic, who's going to have a go, and Thomas couldn't hold on to it, and it needed the clearance of Marcelo.
Big warning. Big warning for the Wanderers.
Eventually lifting it over the top. Really good ball, beautifully controlled by Yeni and Bakoto. Fine save again from Jamie Young. Bakoto, Traore, away from Bozanovski with ease. The cutback, Borrello. Can he find the angle? He can! And the back of the net. That might be game over. A third goal in 4 matches for Brandon Borrello. And in the absence of that recognised number 9, he's doing a pretty good job. However, not going to count. And Ali Reza Fagani calls time, and it's a first win since New Year's Day for the Western Sydney Wanderers. The high fives, the back slaps. Yeni and Bakoto proved to be the match winner. Brandon Borrello thought he had a second in the second half, but it was ruled out by VAR for offside on Roman Amalfitano. Wanderers 1, Western United 0.
Before we go, let's have a quick look at the league table. City are 7 points clear, but then it is tight right through the ladder. Just 6 points, 2 wins separate 2nd and 9th. And Melbourne Victory, who broke a 6-game winless run, sit bottom of the table, but just 6 points outside the top 6 and finals football. It is going to be a cracking final 10 rounds of the regular season. That's it from round 15. We'll see you next week for more Isuzu Ute A-League action.